Just before you start recording, just a quick question. No one's hearing my fan blowing on the mic, are they? If so, let me know and I'll try and do something about that.
Oh, I already had the recording going, but no big deal. And no, I haven't heard anything come from you.
Yeah, just let me know if I start Darth Vadering into my mic.
All right, so we are ready to start session 6, somewhere over the dust wall. Cue the music, and speaking of which, not music.
Can you enable recording on my end too? I like going back and taking notes later.
I don't, let's see, name, report. I think there's only one person that can record at a time now. I'm not sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
then that's fine.
Or try, did you try it and it said no?
It says, please request record permission from the meeting host.
All right, so let me see if I can allow record. There we go. And that should allow you to do it. I'm going to go grab my books.
Okay. Are you going to share the screen of your other one like you do?
Yes, I am.
Perfect. Cool.
I thought I had turned it on. I forgot to hit the share button. There we go. I'll be right back and grabbing my books.
All right. Eric, if you want me to give you a quick rundown, I'm sure Keith will say something, but what I did with us is I pretty much tried to go on the back side of where the, I don't know if you remember where the leader was, kind of where that furthest right camel was up on the cliff.
Yep.
And so I tried to go around the edge and try to get up behind him. He knew we were coming. Kaeli and Miz and Jim pretty much took care of the majority of bad guys. They were pretty much fodder on the other parts of the cliff. The head bandit ended up escaping through tunnels unknown, kind of from where the camel is down to where the little 5 is, and then on the back side of the cliffs south of where we are now, and disappearing. Oh, there's his icon is still on the lower part of the screen. If you scroll to the furthest south, it says unidentified creature. That's where 4. He escaped to.
Okay.
And basically, just a bit of clarification. It wasn't tunnels so much as just, rocky gaps and brush and whatnot that's, coming down off the mountainside there. He was able to disappear through a gully for a little bit and came out on the outside. And keep in mind, it's also 9:30 at night. So at this point, or actually almost 9:45, so we
can't see him anyway.
So you were able to see him for quite a bit, but at this point, he's just pretty much passed out of distance into the dark.
Yeah. So I tried, but I didn't roll so well on the jump onto the cliff, and really took a couple of turns where he really got ahead of us. So.
And Jim and Alex and Miz, I'm sure the 3 of you can attest that when playing in my games, you really got to plan ahead to make sure that no one gets away.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Because, in case you haven't noticed, I do actually do a morale check on the background, even though 5e rules don't really detail morale.
Okay.
If I had another fireball, he wouldn't have gotten away.
You might be very right about that. Just burn it all down, man. Burn it all down. All right. So, as a result of this, and of course, let's not forget the camel that fell into the river that you all had to rescue.
Yeah.
Oh, he ran.
Okay, guys, I'll be right back. I've got to help my wife take the pool cover off the pool for the kids. So I'll be right back.
Before it gets too hot. Yeah, good call. So what was that, Alex?
He didn't fall in the river. He ran.
Well, yeah, kind of. He didn't mean to run into the river. He tried to get over the rocks, but he was too excited and still fell into it. But once he got in there, he was like, "Ooh, yeah, I like this."
Floating.
Floating, nice and cool, all the water you could possibly want. At least with his fur, the cold water wasn't as big of a deal for him. But yeah, it's bone chilling for you guys. It'll numb you probably within about 30, 40 seconds. So most of you are downriver with the camel after getting him out. 2 of you are still stuck on the far side of the river, Haig and Redreth. Let's see, where the hell is everyone? There's Ms. Varric. Oh, there's Kaeli. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, everyone's accounted for on that, right down there by the camel. So the question is, what would you like to do?
Reassemble our caravan and keep going.
Yeah, first thing I'm going to do is, I can't remember if I verbalized it or not, but I'm going to make sure to get Kaeli her rope, enchanted rope back.
Yeah, that did come in handy.
If,
But yeah, go ahead.
No, you first. You first. Sorry.
I'm with Kaeli. I'm ready to keep traveling.
Did we check dead bodies?
No one don't mind if I take a quick nibble on the bandit leg before we go.
If you want, Varric.
Oh, I was just curious if anybody checked dead bodies, or did we end right after we pretty much killed everybody and dude escaped?
We ended right away. We actually had to catch up quick because it was right at 11, so we kind of rushed to the last 2 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there any way to even check dead bodies, or is that not possible because of where they're located?
Yeah, if you want to try to
We'd have to do some significant climbing, but
so it's not worth it.
Get up there.
It's not worth. I mean, it's a pain in the butt. Why do all that when it's not necessary?
Well, the ones to the southeast, we could check to see if they have anything worth, if they show signs of having something worth of value.
Just to give you all a reminder, the bandit leader did escape, and he might have more men. Just to remind everyone, just in case.
Mm-hmm.
I think 2 of them might have escaped, because I think there was one that we didn't quite kill with the fireball on the far side of the river, and I think we might not have ended up taking him out because the camel decided to run.
Okay. I mean, well, we don't have. I mean, we could try to circumvent the path. Obviously, there's somewhere that he went. We could try traveling in that direction, but will that benefit us? I don't know. Did you want to check those 2 bodies, Eric? Varric?
What 2 bodies is that? Because I know unidentified creature 4 and is the one got away, and unidentified creature 8. I don't know who that is.
No, identified 4 and 8 are the 2 bodies that are there. If you go all the way to the span out and go all the way to the south of the map, is the boss that got away. He's way down, 20 hexes south.
Oh, wow.
You see him?
No, because it won't let me expand that much. But that's okay. It's not a big deal. I understand.
I can show you where he's talking about on the screen. So he's all the way down there.
Look on your Discord or your Zoom screen.
And then the one that,
oh, geez, yeah, there's no catching him.
And the one that Kaeli is talking about is that one.
Yes, there you go. Nice.
All right, yeah, we could check the 2 bodies that we can get to. And then, like Akela Lee's saying, basically, then get ourselves together and reassemble caravan and get going. So do I need to roll something to check the bodies?
No, just basically move on over there and let's see what we've got on hand. Okay.
Okay, sorry about that. It's been raining here, and the rain just stopped.
All right. So between the 2 of them, a rough perusal of them yields that they both have a scimitar and a light crossbow and about 14 crossbow bolts between the 2 of them.
Anybody got a crossbow? Because the bolts could come in handy if anybody has a crossbow. If not, then just leave it.
And who is doing the searching?
Me. So I asked if you want me to roll something.
Just a minor point, not whether or not you find anything. Give me a second. Okay, so this didn't affect anything that you did or did not find, but the connection, you did not successfully roll to make a connection in terms of any meaning or value. So he has no money on him, or the 2 of them have no money on them that you can find, but you do have a scimitar, crossbow, two scimitars, 2 crossbows, and the 14 bolts. Do you intend on keeping those and carrying those?
No. Not unless someone needs crossbow bolts, but no.
I've got a longbow, so crossbow bolts don't do me any good.
Nope.
All right, then we're good.
Same.
Just leave it. Then we're good. Move on.
All right, so go ahead and get that on out before I forget. And we will revert to... Oh, actually, before I close this on out, though, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to show off just a little bit here. So I'm really happy with this map, except for the way that the hex overlay at the scale it's on just takes way too much away. So I was going to show it off without the hex overlay. I thought this thing came out really, really cool.
Yeah, it's just cool. It is cool.
Just a quick question, Keith. Is it okay if because I'm going to the body anyway to have a little munch on the leg. Is it okay if I get a good smell of the bodies, just so I can remember their scent smell? Because obviously they must all hang out together in a bandit cave. So if I get a good smell of them, if I manage to smell them on the wind again, I might be able to give us a little bit of advance warning.
Good thinking. Good thinking.
I'd say it's a good idea. Malar would probably think you're trying to beat a path right to his door. I don't see any reason why anyone would be offended by it. Heck, in panther form, you could probably just start gnawing on the leg.
No, that's okay. Is it once again? Is it okay if I get a good smell of them and just so at a later date, just in case they try and attack us again, I can give us a bit of a heads up.
You get an idea what they smell like. I don't know if there's any way I can accurately convey it without just simply saying when you smell it again. But I'm aware you.
No, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Is there anything you need me to roll?
Yeah, I can wipe something underneath my underarms and send it to you, Federal Express or something.
I was going to say dirty socks and bad onions.
Yeah, there we go. Oh, good mix. Maybe with a tinge of rotting garlic
There you go.
and a little bit.
I also, as
Okay.
we're proceeding, I want everyone to know that because I had to use both my level 3 slots for the fireballs, I don't have a tiny hut to set up tonight. Well, I suppose that's a ritual. I suppose I can take the 10 minutes and then I'll be okay. That just occurred to me.
And keep in mind, you're just starting out on your nights of travel, so
that's what I was thinking. Is we technically have only just started.
Yep. And shoot, that reminds me. Let's see, not that one. That one. Gee, maps. Traveling through. All right, you'll have to give me a moment. I got to remember where the heck I wrote up how fast you guys are traveling. I know you have a 40-foot move speed, but the desert makes a big difference. Visibility, party map. Here we go. Party is on foot with a normal movement rate of 30 feet. They will be able to cross 2 hexes per hour until there. Okay, from there to the summit, yada, yada, yada. Okay, so where are we at? So we're going to resume travel. We're going to return to the Northknife Pass map. I'll go ahead and close this one out over here. And let's see, where's my mask settings? So bear with me as I figure out our movement up along through here. Let's see, just a reminder of the description. So the gorge that you're passing through is a solid wall of rock about 300 feet high, and pretty much blockades your way except through the cleft that you're passing through and that you got ambushed. The axe stroke that created Northknife Pass is carried down through the wall in a narrow gorge that climbs the 300-foot height in its quarter-mile length. To the left of the trail winds a turbulent mountain stream. The trail is so narrow that single-file passage is required, probably afoot. As mentioned, this is a perfect place for an ambush, and indeed it was. So you guys are proceeding through there. And let's see, so it's 9, you're going, time is right now about 9:45, if I remember right. Come on, there we go. We're going to get a little more than 2 hexes per hour. Okay, so. Yep. It's not letting me grab the icon. There we go. No, that's the wrong one. All right, maybe if I move that out of the way. All right, time for a little bit of die rolling. I can find the right table. Bear with me, gang. All right, and oh yeah, one other thing I guess that is kind of helpful is that, especially in the moonlight, you do kind of see where the peaks of the mountains are. All right, so it's a 10. Sorry, having some mouse difficulties here. Okay, we're going to start moving along here now. If I can grab the icon. It's not going to show it until I draw. All right, so that's 10, 11. Okay, so you're roughly about there as midnight comes to pass. Actually, I'll just update something. Sorry about this, gang.
Oh, you're good. All right, so as you come to this point, maybe about 2 hours after midnight, you do notice just before you hit that curve, or that hairpin turn there, you notice another group of travelers. Can't tell exactly who from this distance or at this time of night, but you guys can see about 180 feet in the dark. Anyone have a longer range? Maybe 220 if we consider the moonlight.
Think, yeah.
I'm
The
dark vision
only-
60, so
Yeah.
I don't know what that translates to.
And there is some light, so.
Yeah, I was going to say like maybe 220, 250 feet given the moonlight. So they're a fair distance away when you first notice them. You can tell that they're most all dressed in white flowing robes from here. One is dressed in a more of a grayish robe, a light gray robe. Beyond that, they don't seem apprehensive at you. They're not scurrying. They do seem to notice you. As they get closer, they just appear to be a set of merchants, except for the fact that they don't have any wagon loads or anything. They do have camels, and camels do have rather full trade packs, but that's about it.
We did discuss last time about topping off our water supply before we moved on. Is there any assumption of having done that, or how do you want to play that?
As I kind of explained earlier, I'm just presuming that you have a full water supply until you leave sight of water.
Okay, sorry, I may have missed that.
No, that's not a problem.
If they're not heeding us any mind, I won't heed them any mind.
A few bow their heads at you as they walk past, but otherwise they don't seem predisposed to engage you, and just apparently seem to want to be on their way. Apparently taking advantage of the cooler nighttime travel as you head on down. And yeah, you're getting up a little bit at this point. Temperature hasn't quite dropped, but if you look behind you, you can definitely see the valley that Bralazar lies in and the mountains across the way. I guess I will bring up that map too, just to refresh everyone's memory.
Which map is that, Keith?
That's the overland map.
Yep, I've got that one up.
So they continue to pass, and back to grabbing the icon.
Out of curiosity, are we catching on them or did they catch on us? Did you say?
Did they what?
In the travel order, did we catch up on them or did they catch up on us?
They were coming downhill.
Okay, so we're passing.
No, they were coming in the
Yeah,
opposite
we're going in
direction.
opposite directions.
Gotcha.
So yeah, they were actually and they were traveling a little faster because they had the advantage of going downhill.
Very good.
All right, so it is just slightly before, maybe an hour or so before dawn, before you come up to this point in the pass.
Now that I know they were coming from the other direction, I wish I would have said something, but oh well. Yeah, opportunity has passed.
As the trail begins to climb more steeply near the summit, it is once again blocked by a wall of rock, taller and more imposing than the first. The stream, smaller than before, forms the left-hand side of the cleft, and the trail, climbing steeply, hugs the opposite wall. A low moan, probably caused by the wind, throbs through the gorge. So steep and narrow is this cleft that steps have been carved in the rock to allow the climber safer footing. I will try to remember to remind you, because I'll probably also ask you how I can do it on my side.
Okay.
Proceeding onward, making any special plans? Shall I just proceed on?
We don't want to exhaust anyone, ourselves included, but we do probably want to continue on as long as we can.
Yeah, sun is definitely still not up yet.
Okay, so we probably want to keep going, but we should probably be keeping an eye out for campsites. Because once the sun comes up, then things are going to really start getting toasty. And
is there a place for us to camp where we're still by the creek here before we climb up and away? Are we climbing away from it?
Well, let's open this up a little bit more at the moment.
Because we might want to camp right down here in the gorge where the sun won't be hitting us most of the day.
Not that you can quite see that far ahead, but as you look at the trail right now, you can kind of see that the trail is coming down to meet close to the water, and you suspect that there'll probably be some flat area down by there. So without giving away the farm, basically the sun you'll have a lit sky, but the sun will still be behind some of the eastern mountain peaks. Right as you come down to about here, and there's a little glade just beyond where the path crosses over the stream. This is also apparently the last time that you will see the water. So this is a perfect area for you to fill up on your water and set camp for the night.
Or the day, as it were.
Correct.
Yes.
Clarify.
That sounds good to me. Yes, we go there and set up camp.
In the words of Rick and Morty, you crazy son of a bitch, I'm in.
Now, Barrick and Haig, you guys are beginning to feel a little more comfortable. The terrain's getting a little bit more rockier. You can actually feel the air is becoming a little bit thinner. It's definitely feeling a lot more like home. The signs of the desert are absolutely still over present, but you're feeling that, yeah, up is nice. Up is very, very nice.
Solid footing underfoot.
Still sand, but you can feel the solid terra firma underneath. You know, the rock that's been eroded is much more substantial than what is here. And if I'm not mistaken, I think I did throw in a couple of yeah, if you go back into the campaign play section of the Discord channel and go back to May 16th, you'll see two pictures that I threw up there that give you a very good idea of what you're ascending into at the moment. That actually is almost exactly what it looks like, though I'm lacking a little bit of vegetation.
Okay. So settling it at the end of the creek. Does that sound right?
sure.
Are we going to set up rotations of watch?
Well,
We
I
probably
will.
should.
I'll take the 10 minutes to cast the ritual for the hut and set up the hut. You know, where it's a little bit shielded. We can make that. Oh, I can make it opaque, or I can make it match the sand color, even though it is a dome. But I can make it just kind of blend in a little bit, and then once that's set up, then we can just have someone keeping watch on the camels and whatnot.
Do we have anybody with minor illusion?
I doubt it.
Do we have what?
Anyone with
Minor
minor
illusion.
illusion?
I think, yeah, I have that, but it only lasts for a certain amount of time. It's not indefinite.
I thought it was okay.
It only lasts for a minute.
Okay.
Okay, I got to go help my father-in-law with something. I will be right back.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll set up the hut and get people settled, and that's what I want to do.
Very good.
Of course, as you get higher and higher up and the light comes up, you're able to see more of the valley below you. There's some rock features you should be able to make out from where you are. And as best you can tell, the path is going to pull you up towards the northwest there.
Okay.
Up to your northeast definitely looks very steep and impassable. And as you can tell, some of the peaks on either side are tall enough to be snow-capped. But strangely enough, you notice that the snow is only on the southern side. From what you can see so far, the northern side is barren of any kind of snow.
That's a nice, quick, understanding glance to my brother. Going, yeah, that looks nice.
All right, so you're summoning the hut, Redreth?
Yeah, he's with his father-in-law. He's going to do the hut. Sounded like he was going to color it the color of the sand. And we're going to take rotation, I guess.
All right. And camels. I presume we're not pulling them into the hut.
I don't think they would fit because the hut's not very big.
Yeah,
I think we did figure that out, yeah.
So who is going to be... So whoever's on watch is going to be keeping an eye on the camels and making sure that they get water, correct?
Correct.
I think so.
And then, of course, feeding them before you retire for the night. They shouldn't have to eat all night. And if they're outside, you don't have to worry about tending to their other personal business either. So, hey, it's all natural. Let's see.
So who's taking first watch?
If we're going anything like real life, I like interrupted sleep. I will definitely rock, paper, scissors someone for the first watch.
Okay, the question is, where is...
Okay, I'm back.
Yeah, along I'm not taking watch at the same time as our scout. I'll take the opposite watch. So that way, she'd never know. She'll never know.
Kaylee would be happy to take pretty much any watch. If we really wanted to, we could fit most of the camels in, because the hut fits 9 creatures. But I don't think we really want to.
9
I don't care either way.
Oh no, the camels are large size, aren't they? So they wouldn't fit anyway.
Yep. Yeah, they're actually even bigger than horses.
Yeah.
And even if you could fit them in, I don't think they would be very comfortable in there.
I don't think so either.
They smell.
Well, it's. Go ahead.
I was just saying they smell pretty bad. I'd probably rather live next to a chicken manure farm than with a bunch of camels.
Sleep next to one of the bandits from the last battle.
Yeah. Ooh, this is cozy. I got a warm feeling in my. We won't talk about that.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm going to want to get into, because you said it has its own, I think Jim said it has its own temperature control per se. So I'm going to want to take first watch before it gets super hot. And I'm assuming Varric is going to want the last one as the sun's going down, but.
Yeah, I'll take that.
It is. You can see out from inside.
Oh, you can see out from inside. Well, I'd have to be outside to feed and water the camels anyway.
Correct.
So.
All right. So who's after Haig? Miz?
Yeah, as long as I'm not on the same watch schedule as
Yeah. 2, Redrith will go right after you, and then Kaylee will be in at the 4th slot.
Yeah, I'm an elf. I only need 4 hours. Also, we have to keep the camels out because the spell itself specifically says the spell fails if its area includes a larger creature or more than 9 creatures.
Cool.
That reminds me, I am also an elf, and I only need 4 hours sleep. So technically, with us 2 elves around, we could just probably do the watching.
So if Kaylee went after me, Redrith and Miz would be done. Because I'm thinking, so it's got to be probably at least a 15-hour span. So it's a 3-hour pass for each watch. If we're doing Earth days, right?
Yeah, and the hut only lasts for 8 hours unless you recast it.
Okay, so we're going to do an 8-hour anyway. So 4 of us at 2 hours.
And then pop, and it's really hot, and then I can cast it again if we need to. I don't know how long are the days that we're resting through.
Right now, the sun is coming up shortly after 6:30 in the morning. It's giving you enough light to see by, but you don't really see the sun because of the peaks until probably closer to 9 or 10 in the morning. So you're in the shade up until about that point in the morning.
Right. So we're going to want to push it as long as possible.
Right. And the sun goes down roughly about closer to 8 o'clock at night.
So
well, I can definitely do the ritual to resummon the hut for the next for the last few hours of the day. That's not a problem.
Not to be a stickler, but it's actually 8:30.
8:30 what?
That's when the sun actually goes down in the desert. 8:30.
Well, this. Give it to him, Keith. Give him the God Hammer.
If it's a ritual, it's not casting you any spell slots, so you just We just have to endure 10-minute increments
Right.
of heat.
Yep.
Well, I'm thinking it's not even really an issue. I mean, we're just trying to get sleep. So technically, we're only worried about that 8-hour window.
It
You know
definitely
what I mean?
is hotter, in the later part of the day than the earlier, but at this point, again, you'll still be shaded by the western side of the mountains until you cross over. Things are going to change once you get to the top.
And the wrinkle with the hut that everybody needs to know, you guys basically all have to be within the 10-foot radius hemisphere when I cast it. Otherwise, you can't get in.
Okay.
If you're inside when I cast it, then you can move freely in and out as much as you want. If I leave, then the hut ends, I think, right?
Well,
But,
again, it still makes sense. I mean, let's just say, for argument's sake, we pop the hut from 11 to 7. I take first watch. Somebody else takes second watch. You and Miz are good to, or say it like, again, if it's me and then KLE, you two are good for sleep for the rest of the day.
Yep.
So whatever happens from that point forward is really, to me, it seems to be a non-issue.
Okay.
So am I taking second watch then?
Yeah, if you're up for it.
Yeah, that'll be fine.
I can also command the interior of the hut to become dimly lit or dark, so you guys can actually sleep in the dark too.
Oh my gosh, that thing is awesome.
I know. The biggest complaint with it is the fact that it is a 10-foot radius, and that's really not very much room. That's a large tent, I think.
That's it's a 10-foot radius. That's 20 feet across, right?
Yeah, 10 foot, not 10-foot diameter, 10-foot radius.
Yeah, it still kind of feels on the small side.
I'd say it's
For that many
cozy.
people, yeah.
I'd say it's kind of cozy.
Yeah, for that many people, it might be.
Well, we just get cozy, I guess.
You can always just Netflix and chill too,
Well, we've already got the lights dimmed, the the temperature control on. We might as well
the ambiance
see
going,
if we can hang a flat screen and go. Man, this thing is cool. That's a nice addition, Jim.
All right, so now that we've got the watch order set for getting through the mountains and the camels are all tended to, you make it through the day uneventfully. And as we close in on (8 o'clock at night while the sun is still up, who heads on out to refill all of the water bags for what appears to be the last time?
Sounds like Varric, right?
Yep.
We should probably take at least two, one to fill the waters and one to keep watch, or just two to fill the waters and keep watch at the same time. And I'd be happy to go.
If
I can keep watch, I just can't leave the hut until we want it to come down.
yeah, you and
Right.
Miz are awake at this point. So, and I'm thinking,
Well, did you renew?
Should I roll a hit? Should I roll a hit die for?
I'm sorry. Did you renew the hut after your rest? So, are you doing another ritual to keep it up for another?
Yes.
Otherwise, the initial one is
Yes. Yes.
and they last for 8 hours a pop, right?
Correct.
Yep.
Okay.
Or until I walk outside of it.
Right, but barring anything else, they'll last for up to 8 hours.
Yep.
All right.
so to be clear, you as the rich pompous guy get to sit in the tent the whole time while the four of us take our 2-hour watches.
Oh no, let me rephrase. I have to, or the whole thing will go away.
Yes, that's perfect.
Yeah,
I
that
could just see
sounds like the perfect nobility excuse.
exactly. I can't leave. That's great.
Or you'll be left with nothing.
With raised eyebrows and a shrug.
I love it.
Just a question before we go and have a rest. Do anyone want me to use my special kitty healing ability on them?
I do have a light wound. I was either going to use a hit die or something on that, but
I'll lick you clean if you let me.
I believe we get with a long rest we get our levels worth of hit points, but I can't find the module in the modules list, so something's wrong.
Yes, I have noticed that as well. I noticed you missing the player handbook and Xanathar guide book. For some reason, those modules are not accessible. I do not know why.
Let's see.
I noticed that too.
Blasphemy.
I don't want to be left out, and I noticed it as well.
Yeah, all the modules I wanted to have loaded are missing, and the ones that I don't want loaded are there, and it's very disconcerting.
I'm glad you guys said something. A little late, but okay. All right, so let's see. There's that one. No, that's the wrong one. Let's try.
But seriously though, who wants the kitty to lick their wounds better?
It depends on what.
Dude, that's just weird.
I was gonna say it depends on what you were licking before.
It depends where your wound is.
All right, so what are we looking for that you guys can't load?
PHB and Xanathars.
Wow, what the heck? All right.
Yeah, the 3 modules I typically keep loaded, I couldn't find in the list at all, and it was like, right.
I can load Ghosts of Saltmarsh though, because we'll run into a boat in the desert, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like it disabled all of mine and enabled all of everyone else's. I'm like, okay. Yeah, we don't need that.
Yeah, that's
I'm getting a script error.
yeah. He clearly did something, and Fantasy Grounds didn't like it.
Uh-oh.
Are you guys having problems on your side?
It just popped
It
up
just,
a window that
it
says
just
script
threw a
error.
console error.
Yep.
He got licked by the cat. That's what happened.
Hey, my lick's not that bad.
Oh,
There we
after
go,
I
that's
closed the window,
Xanathar.
though, yeah, it popped up. Yep.
I'm wondering if I've got some corruption in my files. That wouldn't be good. So thankfully, I do back everything up. What the hell is my player's handbook?
There, I posted it in the Discord chat what the error was that I was seeing.
Yeah.
Utility scripts, module selection. Interesting. That's probably happening as I'm activating modules too. Let's see if I get anything on my side.
Just to let you know, Keith, I also noticed Bolo's guide is also missing by the looks of it.
I can see Volo's guide.
Well,
I
maybe
don't
I'm
have
doing blind.
Olos, but I am planning on picking that up today since it's on sale. Okay, player's handbook should now be open.
There we go.
It does. If you have Volos, it should be available.
Yeah.
Yes, I do have it, but for some reason, no, I do see it. I'm blind. I apologise.
It
Scroll
could be a
past it 5 times. Don't.
Like I said, I do need to pick that one up. All right. Anything else anyone is missing? No, sword crystal.
The Rob's spells coding pack is useful.
The witch?
I don't remember exactly what he calls it, but it's
The Rob
one of
Tui
the-
5e effects coding. I think it's something.
Yeah.
yeah.
The spells one is most useful.
Specifically, the spells one is the one that I'm looking for. I like to be able to look up the spells that other people are discussing so that I can, read them and see what they do.
Well, that's very strange. Everything that I don't have is available, but of course the one that I do have, the feats, the race traits, and the spells, not disabled. Go figure.
There we go again with those gremlins from earlier.
Yeah, as soon as I check.
Yeah.
So that might suggest. Did everyone do an update this week?
I did not.
Yes, I did.
I did.
Yes.
I have trouble with updates because I've had an experience where I attempted to update, the update failed, and then because my internet crapped out, and then I could not open the program, and it took me 3 weeks before I got a stable enough internet connection to finish the update.
Yuck. Yuck, 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 yuck.
Good thing that was only on one of my 2 computers.
Well, once again, I am glad that I keep backups of everything, but just to be sure, so people who did do the updates this week, you are still seeing those error messages, right?
Yeah, I updated just before we played, and I still got those 2 script errors. Yes.
I only saw those 2 errors. I have not seen any more since then.
Okay. Well, it does
I
not
only got one.
specific to the update because you're at the same version that I'm at.
I guess I don't understand what we're looking for.
Just trying to understand why you guys are having errors while I'm trying to re-enable modules that should have been available in the first place. So
Just let you know, Keith, I have not had no errors.
none of those script errors popped up. Did you upgrade this?
No, I don't have any either.
I just had one.
All right. So the ones that did not have the errors, did you upgrade this week?
Yes.
Yeah, I upgraded before we got on.
Okay. So might be specific to system or. All right, I'll spend time looking into it later. Let me know if any more errors come up. Let me know if any more content is not available through the library that I need to re-enable. I think.
Just to let you know, the only thing I haven't updated this week, which was Fantasy Ground, is Fantasy Ground Unity. I didn't get around to upgrading my Fantasy Ground Unity, so I'm not sure if those people who get in errors also have Fantasy Ground Unity on their computer as well.
That's a very good point, Ms. Actually, because I have it on my computer, but I have not run it or updated it since I realized it can't run on this same computer because it's just too old. Thankfully, Classic still runs.
I'm running Classic on a VM, so
Yep,
it's
same
completely
here.
separate.
Same here. What version of Windows is it running on, or what OS is it running on?
Windows 10.
Okay, yeah, I've actually only.
Or no, my VM. Yeah, it'll run on Windows 10. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually running the host system on a Windows 8 box, so it's a little bit dated. All right, so what I'm going to do here, I'm going to share this description with you guys quick. As Alex heads down to the stream to fill up the saddlebags and the water, the water skins.
I'm taking somebody with me. I'm not going by myself.
I'm going. Yeah, I'm going with her.
Okay.
Okay, so the 2 of you head on down, and you notice that set 50 feet left of a tributary path, a spring bubbles forth amidst the rocks. The pool is irregular in shape, no more than 2 feet across, and the overflow pours down the mountain alongside the path. It is apparently the source of the stream that has paralleled the trail to this elevation. The banks of the pool are a carpet of tiny purple and white flowers, graced occasionally by larger crimson and pure blossoms and pure white lilies. So, what I'm going to do is let you guys make any final discussions and preparations before you head on out. The point should be pretty clear that you probably are not going to see any more water for a while, so keep that in mind. And I'm going to have us take a 15-minute break, and we'll meet back here at the bottom of the hour.
Okay.
Nope.
Sure.
Sounds good.
Awesome. All right. I'm going to pause recording until then and meet you back here.
Okay. What are you doing?
All right. So as I just pointed out, you guys are dealing with a much narrower and steeper path, which is likely to slow down your rate of travel because you'll have to lead the camels probably single file. Let's see. We only got 3 camels in there now. Let me see.
And the camels that are in the party sheet marching in formation section are the wrong size anyway.
On the wrong what?
They're the wrong size.
Yeah, I guess they are. So, in the party sheet or on? Oh, yeah, in the marching formation. Gotcha.
Yeah, you don't really want to be putting them in from the combat tracker because if you can help it, because then when you put them on the combat maps, then they'll vanish off the party sheet.
Gotcha.
Because they can only, if you drag them from the combat tracker, they can only be on one map at a time.
Gotcha. Yep. What are you doing? I've got a cat attacking my foot at the moment. I'm trying to figure out why.
That's because it's a cat.
Oh, it's got a bug. What kind of bug is that? What the hell? It's got a cricket. Good job. This is why I keep cats around. All right, excuse me a moment while I try to deal with getting rid of this thing. Before it escapes in my house and makes a whole bunch of noise when I'm trying to sleep. All right, sorry about that. Okay. We ready for our long rest?
I think so.
I am
Yeah,
triggering
all
it.
good on my end.
Yeah, trigger it.
Okay, and then Peg, it looks like you need to manually add in your, manually take care of your health.
Okay.
Because you have recovered with that long rest.
Am I able to do that from the main, or do I have to go somewhere else? 'Cause I'm trying to click in there
You
and
do
it's
it-
not letting me do
you do
much.
You go to main and you click on the box that says wounds and you just hit delete.
Oh, there we go. Very good.
Yep, there you go. All better.
Thank you.
All right, so proceeding on from the pass. Oh yeah, I gotta provide more camels, don't I?
I had them about the right size to take up 2 squares front to back. 2 squares front to back.
Yeah, you did, I guess. Oh,
So
I'm just trying to make them
if you want them to, if you want to make them 2 squares diagonal, that's okay too. I just figured we don't really have enough room on here to begin with. So.
all right, let me just drag them over and I'll let you all size them up then. So let's see, we've got 4, we need 3 more, right?
Don't forget, the players are actually riding their camels, apart from me.
No, we're leading the camels.
At this point, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, as I mentioned just before you got back, I guess the path has become very steep and rocky and narrow, and the camel's going to need to be led single file at this point.
I don't know. I'm just looking at a bunch of camels that look like Ant-Man. They get small, they get big. They get small, they get big.
But all right, so resuming back to the Northknife Pass map. Jeez. I will once again try to grab the logo. So follow the bend around there.
This does not have enough space on this map. At 5 feet per square.
You can drag it also.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm looking at this party sheet and looking at all these camels, and I'm just trying to imagine what the camel version of Flight of the Bumblebee will be.
Yeah, I guess you can't do them all single file on the map. There isn't enough room, so I'm guessing set up 2 columns. That will just pretend as, front and back.
Okay.
All right, so.
Varric or Haig, does one of you want to go between? I'm just trying to get an idea of, and then that one, and address his camel.
Miz, you're in cat form right now, right?
Yes, I am in cat form. I'm trying to decide, do I keep staying in panther form, or do I be cheeky and turn myself into a small desert cat, and then just so I can sit on one of the camel back and not have to walk like the lazy cat that I feel like I want to be?
I say if that's what you feel like you want to be, you should go for it. But then Kelly's going to wonder where you are.
Exactly. So that's why I was like, eh.
And then if she looks at the other cat riding the camel, you can throw her a wink and then make her really wonder.
So I need to put either Varric or Haig directly behind Miz, and then the other one goes between the 2 camels in the other column.
Sounds good to me.
All right, I think we got our marching order going through. All right, so Kaeli, followed by your camel, Ms. Varric, followed by his camel and one of the burden camels, all three of the burden camels, and Haig, his, Redrith, and his camel. Okay. So, with that in mind, we have Kaeli in the lead. And at this point, not that I should even bother really. All right, so you can see on the Northknife map pass that you're continuing to make it along the path. About 3 hours after you set on out, as you're leading the camels in the waning moonlight, the moon is waning at this point of the calendar, you hear something up ahead. And there's no indication that you received that anyone else in your party noticed it yet.
Okay. What kind of something?
Something large and moving in the trail up ahead. And at this point, you are beginning to actually come across trees on the path.
Okay.
There are signs that this part of the mountain does seem to get rainfall, at least periodically. So not everything is dried up here, at least not on this side.
Okay. I'm going to quietly pass the word back that there's something up ahead and it sounds large.
I had my mic up. Are we talking windy path, semi-straight?
At this point, it's kind of meandering a bit. Not a lot, but enough so that there's definitely like rock obstructions, and in some cases, some of these very tall pine trees that it's winding its way around.
I'm gonna.
It's definitely not straight and flat.
Okay,
I'm gonna look and go, kitty, want to climb a tree?
I'm going to indicate that I'm going to ask Varric if he will hold my camel while I go ahead and scout. And if Ms. wants to also scout, that would not be a problem.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Sure, I'll hold the camel.
I'm being totally serious when I'm asking Ms. that too.
No,
Kitty,
I have no problem. I'll climb a tree.
I would like to go scouting ahead cautiously and as silently and unobservedly as possible. So I go all sneaky.
Because you do have dark vision too, right, Ms.? So you'd be able to see from the treetop.
Yep.
Yeah.
And yes, if there is a tree to climb, I would probably end up climbing a tree.
Just let you know, I will do that annoying thing when a cat climbs up there. Get the feeling that it can't get itself back down and then start meowing for the top.
Oh my gosh.
To give you more of a feel for the terrain, I just posted a black and white image from the module in the Discord campaign play channel.
All right.
Not really much to it, but it should at least give you an idea.
Okay, yeah, I would like to go scouting ahead and possibly even climb a tree to see if I can figure out what it is that I'm hearing up ahead. Do you need me to roll anything?
I'm going to have you roll a nature check. What you notice when you get to within about 150 feet of it is that it's a bear foraging through some of the trees.
Oh, lovely. Okay. Yeah, we don't really want to disturb the bear, but we don't.
Okay, now which one of you two Goliaths want to go up and pet the bear?
Actually going to do it or want to do it?
Both questions, I guess, apply. But yeah, you both kind of feel an urge. You're like, it's a bear. Oh my gosh, yes, we are home.
That's exactly how I'm feeling.
Wait. They haven't come up that far because I told them, because I left my camel with Varric and told him to stay put while Miz and I go scout ahead.
Right.
As soon as they realize it's a bear, that's going to be their attitude, and they might even smell it.
We're all like, oh.
What do you think? We're dogs in heat or something?
Don't tell me the kind of people that as soon as you see a bear, you want to wrestle it.
Let's put it this way. It's like taking a cat, throwing it into an ocean for a few days, and then expecting how it's going to act when it hits dry land again.
What? Like
You're
comparing us to
Vadering a
dogs in
bit,
heat.
Dan.
Oh, sorry.
Are you that excited, Dan? Jeez.
Climbing
glad
over the
someone's
bed and
enjoying
stuff,
the
trying to get my
that much.
backup battery. Well, yeah, the bear. It's the bear. I'm excited.
Oh, okay. You can go pet it. It's all you. Watch, it turns out to be an owl bear.
Yeah, it's not quite like sticking a snowman in the desert, but yeah, these guys are not comfortable.
Yeah. So as soon as I figure out what it is, I will make my way back to the caravan and let them know that it seems that there's a bear foraging up there. We don't really want to get into it. We really don't really want its attention. So
You guys all know that Chris Pratt meme from The Office where he's like, that's the face I'm making.
We don't have to disturb it. We could play with it.
we don't really want its attention. We just want to get past it.
Can anybody speak to animals?
Well, the other problem is if we're on a single lane path, we got to figure out something to do with it.
No, he's
Well,
not
it's not
necessarily on the path.
on the path.
Oh, gotcha.
And we could leave it alone.
Oh, good gosh.
Maybe
Oh,
wave at
gosh.
it, wink at it, give it a little kiss.
Oh, this totally brings back a very, very old memory. Does anyone remember the Commodore VIC-20s?
Not me.
I guess I'm getting really
I remember
old.
the Commodores.
I do vaguely, yeah.
All right, the Commodore VIC-20 was like their first foray into the personal computer.
I was more of a Commodore 64 person. So
Yeah, I had the
Right.
64 and the 128.
Oh, he's talking.
Yeah, the VIC-20 was out before then, and the thing had a whole whopping 3.5K of memory. And
Wow.
and you could spend a half hour loading a game into it from a cassette tape to fill up that 3.5K memory. So the preferred way to play any games was through game cartridges, not like your Atari or whatever else. So yeah, you could plug games in there. And there was this old game that I had for it called Adventure. And it was very, very old, and it was just basically a text-based game. And it was so primitive that what I didn't know at the time, and it took me a while to figure out, was that it was only recognizing the first two characters of each word that I typed. So it would be, go east, climb path, all two-word commands are what I would do, not unlike the Zork adventures and stuff like that. So there was one point where I had gotten I had been climbing a mountain, and stuck in the middle of my path was a bear, and the bear would not let me pass. And apparently it was my challenge to figure out how to get past the bear. And mind you, I'm probably about 10, 12 years old at the time that I'm playing this game. So I'm just kind of beginning to get into my exploration of using cusses and things like that. So it got to the point where, you know, I had tried everything, you know, hit bear, beat bear, poke bear, target
bear?
bear.
Feed bear?
Feed bear. Yeah, I tried some friendly things. Sleep bear, duck bear. There were all kinds of things I was trying to fit into 2 words. And finally, at one point, after messing with this for like, I don't know how many days, I could not allow myself to get beaten by this game, and I just started getting pissed off at it. And even though I know the computer wouldn't react appropriately to it or know what I was talking about, I typed "fuck bear" because I was just that pissed at it. And the game responded back to me with some crude saying is like, "I'm so ashamed of you," or "How dare you use that kind of language," or something like that. And I was blown away by the fact that in this 3.5K memory game back in the 1970s, that this thing had enough programming in there to respond to my crude language. And I was blown away at it. And I'm like, really, you SOB? Okay, it's on now. You pissed me off, and I'm going to challenge you. And so I started finding other ways to get around it. And so in the process of trying, you know, fuck bear, I got to, I don't know what else I used in between, but there were 1 or 2 other things before I got to screw bear. When I typed in screw bear, the game responded with, "The bear is so startled that he falls off the ledge."
What?
And I sat there with my mouth agape for, I don't know, probably an hour going, "You got to be kidding me. It wanted me to screw the bear before it got out of my goddamn way." And that's what I firmly believed for an hour more, until I realized that it was only recognizing 2 characters and wanted me to scare the bear. I had to relay that. I hope
Not
you all
screw the
enjoyed
bear. Yeah, well, we're not fucking the bear or screwing the bear. So.
it. Like I said, I was a kid just experimenting with my cuss phrases at that point. I think actually it was only
That's
a
awesome.
few days earlier that my German teacher told us how to say fuck in German. So yeah, I was like, hey, who knows?
That's actually cool.
I hope you all enjoyed that. So anyway,
I was just.
there's a bear in the trees. He's around a lot of wood.
How big is the bear?
He's a grizzly
Is
bear.
it a mature bear? Is it a baby bear?
He's a grizzly bear. He's a
What the hell is that?
It's the bear.
Is that the bear? Oh, all right.
Yep, that sounds like
I'm
it.
going to return to the group and recommend that we just keep going and try not to startle the thing, because
Try not to fuck the bear.
We really don't need to catch its attention. We
Do we want to scare the bear?
No, we just want to walk past the bear and hope it ignores us.
I mean, we could try that. Unless he gives me the evil eye.
Oh.
Then he's a dead bear.
Bear stare down.
Any gate put on that would have made you sound like you were a game background voice. Yeah, we could see. Does anybody have a good animal handling score? Does somebody ask that,
or
right?
Talk to animals? Yeah.
Not your druid, that's for
Miz?
sure.
No, not the druid.
Wait, you don't talk to animals, nor do you have handling?
No.
I'm not proficient,
What
but I
kind
have a
of druid are you?
+1. That's the best I
What
can
kind
do.
of what kind of druid are you?
Exactly. He's a plant kind of
Turn into
guy.
animals.
Apparently a cat.
I think we determined that none of us has proficiency, and my +4 is the best that we've got.
That
that
sounds
sounds good.
familiar. That's what I was gonna ask.
After the camel almost drowning.
Yeah, I can try to assist with my +1.
Drowning, just from being swept away. So yeah, Kalo
Yeah,
is
let's
going
just-
to insist that our first try is the first thing we try is just to walk past it and hope it doesn't notice us, or at least ignores us.
Sounds good
Okay.
to me.
And if it tries to do something else, we'll destroy it.
Yeah, and if something happens that isn't the bear ignoring us as we walk past, then we'll have to take things as they come. But
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
Okay. All right. So proceeding as as you have indicated in your party sheet, correct?
yep,
And are you proceeding quietly, or are you intending to make noise?
well,
Just walking
we're not-
normally.
Yeah, we're not sneaking, but we're not going out of our way to make loud noises either.
Okay. Okay, as you proceed down the path, the bear does not seem to pay any attention to you or has not noticed you. And you will probably find yourselves with some trees between you, not more than about 50 or 60 feet away from him, and probably will get within about 30 feet of him if you follow the path.
Just keep going.
Well,
Just keep going.
let's be realistic. I mean, I don't think a bear gonna pick a fight with a bunch of camels and a cat and a couple of big lions, unless it's drugged out on mushrooms.
I wonder if I hit him with a
Or a
ray of
pretty good
sickness, if it
group.
would give him a bout of upset stomach where he'd be less willing to come after us because he's like, oh, I don't feel good.
Well, as you approach the closest part to him, or at least as Kaeluli does, one of you creates a sound stepping on some twig or a rock or something that causes a slight audio disturbance. And apparently the bear seems a bit startled and he turns around and but as it looks around and sees the size of the party, Isram is quite right. It does not seem to want to take on such a large group and doesn't tuck and run, but does back down. He's still up on his hind legs, but he's backing up a little bit. And as soon as he's sure that no one's moving towards him, right?
Correct.
He kind of starts
Correct.
he kind of starts backing out and not walking away, but walking in a direction where he can put distance between you, but still keep an eye on you. Deeper into the woods.
Okay, keep going.
Yeah.
Just keep following the path.
Just keep.
Pretend
Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming.
Yep.
All right.
Eric, I shouldn't give him a, want to be my buddy? Inside,
We are
inside
not going
joke.
after the bear, people.
We have a friend who does TikTok, and she's got a video where she talks to herself. Want to be my buddy? Because she's going crazy from COVID. Anyway,
It's quite hilarious. She's pretty funny.
it's pretty funny.
That's not the best one that she does, but yes, it's pretty funny. Speaking of which, the last couple ones she's posted they're okay.
Yeah, she's been getting out. You know, see, she's been hanging out with Ogre Kingston.
Yeah, I saw that.
So she's probably getting some of her sanity back.
Anywho,
So we make it past the bear.
Yep, you make it past the bear. He doesn't seem to throw any interest in you. And you continue on. Midnight passes. And at this point,
Did we get Do we have to roll to get Miz out of the tree?
I think he can climb out of a tree successfully, but
I was gonna say I got a fireball, get him right out of the tree.
Then you'll have to call the fire department.
that would be one way to do so. I don't think it's necessary though. Miz, what do you think?
No.
He said he was going to make us catch hell.
Anyway,
We've got KLE's grasping rope. I think we just can give it a toss and a pull.
Yeah, we probably could if we had to.
anyway.
So at this point, you guys are probably about 7,000 to 8,000 feet up or so. It is now just a few hours past midnight. You've climbed quite a bit of distance in the past 2 hours, and it's gotten quite cold. Goliath, brothers, you two don't really concern too much or enjoying it, but for the rest of you, you at least need to put on another layer or feel the need to, unless you want to.
You said it's midnight. Shouldn't we stop for the night, or should we stop?
No, we got to travel.
We want to keep moving. We want to keep moving. Yeah, we need to travel at least 8 hours. Longer if we can do that without exhausting anybody. But we definitely want to keep going.
I'm going to offer up my shawl thing that I got to keep the sun off my shoulders to anybody who needs it.
Well, as you stop off to gear yourselves up or bundle up a little bit more, you notice a circle of tethering posts stands near a side trail just below the summit of the pass. And by just below the summit of the pass, you still probably got another few hours. West of the trail and 40 feet above in the face of the mountain can be seen an opening. The cave entrance is so small that a man must bend low to enter.
A cat flap.
Okay, now that's gonna spark my curiosity. I'm gonna kind of like look at the rest of the group like, shall we investigate? This is rather curious.
Heck yeah, I'm going to. Heck yeah.
All right, so Haig and Alex, the two of you are going to go check out the cave?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Cautiously on my part, sneakily, as best I can, but
Not with Haig
yeah,
with you.
I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah, well, go ahead and roll your stealth check, but you both might as well roll it, but I think we know what's going to happen.
I'm gonna succeed. He's gonna fail.
So, I didn't do it for my action sheet. I am a plus or a -2.
Give it a try. He doesn't make any. He's not making
I
any
threw one
surprise to you, KLE, so you're thinking this might work.
Okay.
All right. So
Something else I had a question about. Can I prepare different spells, like any mage would, being an Eldritch Knight? I meant to ask this question before.
I believe Eldritch Knight is fixed, but let me look that up real quick.
that is a good question.
The reason is because I thought about swapping up the chill touch with. There's another spell out there where you create a ball of flame.
Okay, for an Eldritch Knight, you learn your spells. You do not prepare them, so you have a set list of spells that you can cast. You cannot change it unless the DM decides that he wants to let you.
Maybe on a level change or something like that. Okay, it's good to know.
Yeah, usually those things are done at level up for
Right.
stealth mode.
Yep, that's exactly what I would say by instinct, but I would double check the language of it. But yeah, I think that's probably consistent with what I would expect.
Cool.
I certainly wouldn't let you
and-
change it now. You'd have to at least wait until the rest period.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's fine. I just wanted to double check because I had been thinking lately about that ball of flame that you can create and then choose to use it as a weapon if you wanted to. That would give me light in the dark. So anyway.
You're talking about the flaming sphere I used before?
No, it's something else. It was a druid.
Produce flame, I think.
I think that's what it is. Produce flame, and then you can choose to throw it, and it becomes a 1d6 or something like that.
Yeah, produce flame is you create a ball of fire or you create a flame from the palm of your hand, and then it'll last a certain amount of time, or you can choose to end it early by using it as a weapon.
That's the one.
I'm pretty sure that's produce flame, but honestly, the cantrip light would just be easier.
Yeah, but
I don't remember.
then you don't have the option, though, right? That with light, you don't have the option to use it as a weapon.
No, you can't weaponize it. If produce flame is a cantrip, though, then that would be acceptable.
I think.
I would just be worried about chewing up your spell slot just to make light.
Right.
You don't want to do that.
Anyway,
Okay,
question answered.
We sneak up on this cave and cautiously take a look inside as sneakily as possible. What do we find?
I pretty much got to be on my hands and knees, I think, but we shall see.
So, as I said, it's about 40 feet above in the face of the mountain, but it's probably about 100-foot path to wind your way up there, unless you want to try to scale it with ropes and stuff. But
if there's a path of sorts, I'd take the path.
okay, there is one, but like I said, it kind of winds its way up. Everything here is pretty rocky and tumultuous. But you make it up there, and you do notice, Kaeli, that it's a path that is used. There's been recent traffic on this path, and it does seem to be mostly bipedal.
Okay, it's humanoid, or it's human path, okay, or tracks. Can I use my investigation to try to determine how many?
Go ahead and make a roll.
Hey, that's answer to you,
Thank you.
Alex.
Thank
I
you.
was just going to ask too.
Okay.
There are definitely quite a few different paths, but they don't seem like that they were all made in the same time frame. So there are definitely some newer trails, one or two, and some older ones that might have been larger groups. And a good point.
Okay.
Do you let me know what you're trying to figure out?
I would say in the situation we're in right now, I'm kind of trying to get a mental grasp. If I'm concerned with a large number, I would say if I'm concerned with thinking that it could be a large number of people, I'm going to tap you on the shoulder and make the big sign with my hands, like a lot.
At which point I would do my tracking check to see what I can figure out.
Okay, go ahead and do so.
Reading tracks is a tracking thing.
So in doing so, what you agree with him that it's got to be bipedal, and what also occurs to you looking up at this trail is that it has to be bipedal. There's no way anything on four legs is going to climb up that thing short of a mountain goat.
Okay.
I'm following you. Whether up or down.
So you climb up the last 40 feet to the opening of the cave, and go ahead and both roll perception. And other than the sound of the wind whistling through the cavern, you don't hear any other kind of activity. You don't see any kind of lighting coming from inside the cave.
So let me see. I got to see how one of my other things works. Okay. I was trying to see if my green flame blade would create some dim light, but it doesn't state that it does. So at this point, I can barely see.
Okay.
Well, inside.
Can I? So
Correct.
are we inside the cave now?
At the cave mouth, probably, right?
Yep, just outside of it enough that you can't really look into it unless you tell me you want to look into it.
Okay. Well, I would like to look in the cave.
Okay. So as you peer inside, you have dark vision, right?
Yes, I do. 60 feet.
Okay. Inside the cave is a room of sufficient size to hold a large party. The cave walls and floor show signs of frequent use, and a number of burnout torch stubs are scattered about. Although cold, the cave does seem to offer refuge from the howling bitter winds that are sweeping through the pass.
So it seems like it would be there for possible use, but we don't necessarily need it.
So my conclusion is it's a frequently used campsite.
Seems.
That is a reasonable conclusion.
Can I tell if people have, if it seems to be like a frequented by the same group? Do people stay here, leave, come back here, or does it seem to just be a good spot where people can come in, use it, and move along their way?
Wisdom check. In the tower.
Yeah. So that's a regular check, not a save, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That grabbed my whole thing.
Mm-mm.
There we go.
Annoying the way it does that.
Would it be better if I did another investigation?
No, not necessarily. I'm just trying to think of how to phrase it based on how much information you should get from the role that you have.
Right.
Well, I guess one thing that you would notice is that there is probably some bones and refuse of other meals that have been consumed here. and you can definitely tell that they are in different states of decay. So it has been used at different times. Other than the torches and the bones and the remains of some of the campsites, I mean, it's not like they've left it like a Southern California beach or anything like that. So it's not like you have a whole cultural history there. Oh, look, Ma, I found a Barbie doll. No wonder why the apes took over. Oh, sorry, diversion.
And no exit to the back of the cave?
None that you can see. No, it just seems to be a well-contained refuge from the high altitude environment.
Yeah, I'm thinking the same. That's what I'm starting to lean towards, is that it's just a convenient cave for people to make a pit stop.
And maybe not so much the two of you, but Kaylee at this point, and the rest will probably figure that, yeah, you could see weather in the past getting bad enough that this could actually even be necessary at certain times. As this does look like the last place that you can stop before hitting the top.
All right.
Base camp, basically. The last one.
Okay. Camels can't make it up there, so we can't use it for that. We have the tent, so we don't necessarily have need. Probably safer in the tent from anybody trying to ambush us or try to take advantage of us while we're in the tent. That's kind of how I'm feeling about it. So I'm good with it. I'm going to head out.
Yeah, you probably got at least a few more hours of nighttime available to you. So
yeah,
Redreth, when they he had stayed down by the camels, but now that they've come out and there wasn't any immediate danger or something, he'd like to wander up there and just kind of do an inspection to see if there's anything hidden in the cave.
That seems perfectly reasonable. Anyone have any objections? Or I guess you'd have to wait to come back down to tell you about it before you'd go back up. So you're going to go back up solo, or is someone else going to go with you?
He's just pondering a bit, and he just starts walking up the stairs. So I guess if somebody follows, then yes. If not, then no.
I'll follow to keep him safe.
Keeping people from going off alone usually is a good idea. All right. So
what should I roll?
I will also go back up.
Okay. So we got the three of you heading back up. And what are you trying to accomplish? Are you just doing your own investigation?
I'm just searching to see if there's anything hidden in the cave. That's all.
Okay, so go ahead and do an investigation check.
Okay.
Do
Tower open?
Because I will assist.
Huh? In the tower for investigation. What was that, Alex?
I will assist, so that should give an advantage or something.
Yep, absolutely. So roll advantage on the tower. Yeah, the closest thing that you find to any value is a torn coin purse that was lying in the dirt. And it does not even contain any coins.
Okay. Very good. He just noses around a bit, shrugs, and heads back down the stairs.
Is it okay if I have a quick sniff around the cave just to see if anything recently been in here?
Go ahead and do an investigation check also.
Redrith notices that the cat doesn't follow him out, so he just pauses at the top of the stairs.
Gotcha. It's not really stairs. Like I said, it's a steep climb up, but yeah, it's not you don't need to scale it or rappel. Yeah, you would say, Ms., that it probably was used as recently as the previous night.
Hmm.
As a matter of fact, you do
By
come.
the people we passed on the trail?
That would seem very reasonable. And as a matter of fact, Ms., you do find an area where the remains of a fire pit, which had been covered by dirt, still feels just a tad bit warm. But yeah, because you're walking around on your paws as opposed to everyone else, you're just like, oh yeah, this ground is a little warmer over here.
Would that match with the time zone of there's other people leaving, or there might have been someone else here that gone a different direction?
As best you can tell now, that seems consistent.
Okay, good enough for me. I will follow the rest of them out.
Okay, head back down to the main trail and join the.
Continue on up the trail.
Yep.
I just want to share something with everyone. Just to let you know, every time we've been camping and going to sleep, I've been eating all the good berries to myself like a greedy fat cat.
You make good berries and then eat them all yourself.
That's what I've been
How
doing.
rude.
I was tempted to leave some in the tiny hut for you, but I thought, nah, I'm just going to pick it out because I can.
Okay, so resuming back to the Northknife Pass map, you're going to continue, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more hours. And let me expose the rest of the map. And you can see it gets awfully windy up here.
Okay.
And let's see. This is the last few feet of it.
Ooh, purdy.
And you happen to be getting to it just around dawn, which actually proves to be somewhat fortuitous for each of you. So
You said 6:30?
it's about 7:30 in the morning, actually.
We could actually do the shortest possible of a long rest, as if there's snow able to be caught on the south side of the hills, the top side of the climate can't be all that hot.
Well, there is not snow on the south side of the hills. Once you pass this point, it definitely looks parched, dry, barren for quite a ways. And also from this point, you do get a much better vantage. So let me expose more of the map so you can see what you're looking at.
Cool. But we're still in the upper, we're still at the upper 6,000 foot.
Actually, you're about 9,000 feet up easily, but as you can see just to your left and right there, the ridge continues, and those are probably at least another 2,000 to 3,000 feet above you. And then the big snowy cliffs to the northeast, those are probably at least 15 to 18,000 feet up.
What are we talking about for a peak temperature up at this elevation?
Highest temperature
Yeah.
right now? You're probably in the 30s right now. Fahrenheit. Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, the sun will be out, but we're not talking about sweltering heat anymore at this point, right?
Oh, where at this height, no. But as you go down, the descent is relatively rapid. And I'll also point out that though the path is a little more smooth and not as rocky going forward, it is just about as steep, and you really can't ride. If you try to ride the camels, you'll be like pointing down too much and putting too much weight on their feet. So you really don't have an option to get onto the camels quite yet. Even though it's so not as rocky, wider path, but still very steep. So you can't use the camels.
But we could travel daytime, is what I'm saying, if we do like a 5-hour rest.
Thank you.
You want to do that from here? Is that what you're saying?
I'm just
Or suggesting?
throwing out the possibility.
Absolutely. All right, now.
Doesn't much matter to me.
Now, let's see. Also, if you bring up. All right, from here, first of all, as you get to this point and you look north, there is no obstructions to the north. At the bottom of the path there, as it extends off the map for Northknife Pass, beyond it is just an endless dune sea, as far as you can visualize. And actually, if we come over to the map, all right, so, but there is one thing that, needless to say, stands out quite substantially. If you give me a moment. Thank you, Kat. Go ahead and reshare these sheets so you don't have to look for it. This is the overland map. And I need to find my drawing tool. Where's my drawing tool? I guess pointer works.
What is the name of this overall land we're in? I seem to have completely forgotten.
The Desert of Desolation or Roarin?
Yeah, like the country or...
Yeah, it's referred to as Roarin.
As in R-O-R...
A-U-R-I-N.
R-A-U-R-A-N?
Hold on. Let me...
Okay.
Typing it into chat, I hope.
Sorta.
I happen to be looking at our scroll map too at the same time.
Yep, I brought that up.
Does anybody feel a connection between where the spring was with all the flowers and stuff possibly being the sacred pool? At the north side of our scroll map, just out of possibility, I don't know.
Uncovering it in the map. Okay.
We would obviously we'd be outside of our scroll map if we were north of the sacred pool, but it's just, I don't know, just popped in my head as a possibility.
Now, this all being shown on the map, that purple line represents the direction in which you see a very, very, very bright reflection coming off of the sand somewhere in the distance. You have no sense of distance because the ground is pretty much featureless sands.
Right.
It could be 10 miles away. It could be 50 miles away. Quite honestly, by how bright it is, it could be a star that crashed 500 miles away. It is bright, but it is in that direction.
I retract my previous statement.
Interesting.
And basically, that is what you can see down below. You can see enough that the path does continue into the sand. There are a few markers down there, little baubles that kind of do reflect in the light. Certainly nothing like the big glowing light that you see coming from the northwest.
But that's the only thing we can see.
Yep, beyond the endless array. Let's see. Give me a second and I will find a quick example. Thought I had something like this, but
I mean, my point being, it sounds like we really only have one way to go. That's all we can see, whether it be 50 miles or not.
yeah, that's probably a good example. All right, so back to the campaign play in Discord.
Yeah. It's real hard to tell distance from that kind of view.
And nothing really to mark it or compare it against. All right, so what is your plan? To set up camp here at the peak?
What time was it? Did we add a little bit more time to the travel, or?
So what?
About 7:30
It's
in the
about
morning, I think.
7:30 in the morning, and from this point, yeah, you see the sun because you're at pretty much just about the. Well, no, there are still the peaks to the east that it's still hiding, or northeast that it's hiding behind, but you still get a pretty good view of it, and you can tell once it gets past the peaks, it's going to be beating down on you at this altitude. So yeah, if you're going to camp around here, I would definitely suggest cutting back a few 100 feet down the back down where you came from, rather than going over to the other side, because there's not going to be any protection from the sun over there.
Yeah, we can, I mean, with our hut, we can stop for the day now, or we can keep going and stop in a couple hours. But I mean, eventually we're gonna be stopping out in the middle, and there's gonna be no shade.
Is it going to matter? Because we're in the sun anyways right now. Other than it will be warmer, which would be better for the camels, I guess, because it's not going to really matter to us. We can be in the hut. Or maybe I should say it's not going to matter to me because I'll be in the hut.
Yeah, I don't know that how much the climate matters at 6,000 feet up. I don't think it's going to be overly hot.
And I guess keep going for now.
Get another 3 hours in or so. Yeah, I mean, whatever.
That works for me. I will set up the hut when people need me to set up the hut. Although I also have something else to do once the hut gets set up, but that is not obviously on any time scale at all. So
set up the Wi-Fi.
I don't think we have to worry about being ambushed all that much either.
See, you just had to go and say those words, didn't you?
I mean, the camels are still vulnerable, and without our camels, we aren't getting very far. So we do still have to worry about ambushes because our camels don't fit.
Right, but we would be able to see. This is a flat dune, or not even a dune. It's a flat.
We're still in the mountains.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
We're at the peak.
We're
at the peak right now.
I was assuming that if we started walking out towards the flatness, I guess.
You have at least a day, maybe 2-day journey before you get down to the bottom and are actually in the desert.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
All right.
You just have a big view of it now because you're at the top.
Well, all I'm going to say is at least we make a nice fly-by drive-through for Dragon on the way over for a snack.
Yeah, that's one way to put it.
Yeah, so I'm good with staying here for the day. I'm also good with going on for a couple of hours and then stopping for the day. I'm gonna leave that up to you guys.
I'm good with whatever. I think as far as my character goes, I'm not going to be worried about temperature. Even if we go to sleep now and wake up later, it's not going to be too hot. We're not going to make it back into the hot for a bit more travel. Whatever you guys want to do.
Yeah, I'm cool with whatever too.
I mean, if you ask me what we should do, I'm going to suggest that we continue on for another hour or two, but if somebody suggests that we stop, I'm just going to kind of shrug like, yeah, sure, we can do that too, whatever. So
Redra says, it's settled. Let's continue for a little bit, and starts walking down the trail.
Then we will move. Then we will move out.
Okay.
Here we go.
Let's do it.
So,
Friend, those slippery little son.
and we've actually, so we let. Actually, you're already almost at 12 hours of travel time.
Okay, if we're at about 12 hours, then I probably would suggest we stop for the night or
Yeah, that's fine.
day.
Yeah, you're at 11 hours basically.
Okay, in which case I would recommend that we stop for the day here, because much longer, and we're gonna have to start making constitution checks for exhaustion.
I start looking around for a suitable place to put the hut.
Okay. You set up the hut. You
Okay, so that takes 10 minutes. And then, then once that's set up, then I settle inside where it's nice and temperate and slightly dim, and start the ritual to cast my Find Familiar.
Uh-oh, what happened there? Looks like you lost.
Oh, no, the computer went down. Sorry.
No problem, as long as you know what's going on.
It went to sleep.
All right, so let's see. Same.
Did it kick me out? No, it's good.
Said you disconnected.
Yeah, I'll do.
I have to log back in. All right, so let's.
So I spend the next hour casting Find Familiar as a ritual.
Oh, okay.
And and poof, into existence on my shoulder pops an owl.
Archimedes?
That's as good a name as any.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding.
All I'm gonna say is
Hedwig is a bit played out, so.
Well, you could have gone with Bubo, but yeah, that would have not.
Ooh, Boobo.
I think you said Robo.
No, Bubo.
Oh, Boobo. I don't know that one.
Clash of the Titans.
That's what I thought that's where you were going with it, but I wasn't sure.
The original
because that
one
was a
Harry.
robotic owl.
Yeah, the robotic one. I loved
Yeah.
in the remake that they made the reference to it, though. It's like, oh, that piece of junk?
Yeah.
I didn't see the new one. I didn't want to be disappointed from the first one. A lot of the time they do these remakes, and I'm just kind of
It
like,
actually wasn't horrible.
It was not. I kind of enjoyed it. And actually, the sequel that they did of it, because the guy got so popular,
who did it? Momoa?
No, it wasn't Momoa. The guy that played in Avatar.
Can you kick my character out?
Oh, yes.
Oh yeah. We've been wanting to kick your character out for a while now.
No, it won't let me connect.
Yeah,
Because my internet.
Yeah, it says that you're disconnected.
Yeah, my internet went. It kind of kicked me off. That's what happened. My computer has this thing when it goes to sleep, it disconnects from the computer or the internet.
That don't help.
Very annoying of it.
So at whatever point that my watch comes up over the course of the rest, I will send the owl up to, just overhead a bit, just to lazily circle around and then perch on a tree or a rock or a boulder nearby and just keep an eye out. But when it's my turn to rest, then the owl can come in and rest also.
I'll take first watch.
Second, if that's what people want. Are we just using the same watch order from last night?
That's what I'm presuming, unless I hear otherwise.
Yes, and this time round, what I'll do is I will give everyone 10 good berries each.
10 good berries. Ooh.
Did you lick them all prior, or are they legit?
No. They're legit. I was tempted to make a bunch of good berries, hope to lure the owl down, and he get fat on the good berries, and then I eat the owl. But I don't think our mates will be too pleased.
Like the bowl of peanuts that used to be peanut M&Ms.
But yeah, everybody get 10 good berries. Don't forget to. You've got a choice. You can either add the good berry spell to your list, or go into items and put it so the good berries heal you for 1 hit point.
All right, so I've got an order of Haig first, Kaylily second, Red Dress third. You only need half sleep, so I'm guessing you're just staying up that whole time through your watch, and then you're going to rest while Mizram and Varric are doing their watch. Does that sound right?
Yep.
Okay, so let's cross 8 hours.
All right.
Just to remind people about good berries, you only need to eat one, and it gives you enough nutrient to keep going for a whole day. But there again, I'm not sure if the Goliaths are going to be like halflings, where they need to eat a couple more than normal.
Your guess is as good as mine. All right, I'm back in.
Yay. Okay, so let's see.
I got caught up looking something up. This is bad, Dan.
What's the matter?
Oh, I found 4 more turtles I want.
Bro, some people would call that addiction.
Shut up. Yeah, but these are cool. These are sewer slashing turtles. They got one dressed up as Mikey Myers, Donnie Kruger, Ralph Voorhees, and Leatherface Leo. I mean, that's awesome.
You know what? For a second, I thought you talked about real turtle till you said they're dressed up, and I went, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Like the original 80s action figures.
Yeah, I gathered as soon as he said they were dressed up. At first, I was thinking, it could be a bad hobby having real life turtles, and then yeah, okay.
I just basically went through eBay the other day and found a bunch of turtles that they had on there, and I was literally killing it. I probably spent a little over $300 on the collection, but man, it's not that bad. I got a lot of old turtles with all their accessories, so I'm pretty happy.
So Eric and his family were going to move home to New York, and they had saved their tax returns to be able to move. So now they've decided they're not going to move. So Eric is blowing his money on action figures, and his wife is blowing his money on pizza and day trips.
Okay.
Very, very interesting choices. I mean, I'm not going to lie. If I was in his shoes, I would probably be doing something similar, except for I'll be blowing my money on cookies.
Cookies?
Blowing your money on cookies? Is that what you said?
Yeah. I have an addiction for cookies.
Oh.
What
Okay,
kind
so
of
I'm
cookies?
envious of his diet. Okay, gang, ready?
Yes, sir.
Certainly.
Arrange yourselves in the circle. When I return, something's going to happen. We're going to take a break until the top of the hour. And
It's
Okay.
ready to go.
Just question, Keith, whose watch is this happening on?
At the very end of Red Dress.
Okay, so my owl would be within 100 feet up above with its excellent hearing and good sight, paying attention. And I would be watching through my owl. So I myself am blind and deaf.
We'll have a good view from the inside. Makes sense?
Right.
Okay.
And the hut itself is, we can see out, but nothing can see in. So.
And by the way, as an excellent choice and timing, I'm giving you an inspiration point. By the time you guys started stacking some of those up. Now
Hey guys.
into the adventure.
Oh, sorry.
Yes.
I think
I'm
he's
sorry,
talking to
my
his family.
children.
Okay. All right. So I'll be back in about 10, 15 minutes.
Okay.
It says here on my screen that he's still away from keyboard.
Yes. Good point. I thought he'd be back by now. All right. So I guess we have to wait for him since it's his owl that's going to clue him into what's going on.
Yes.
Jim.
Hello.
It's dead, Jim.
I'm contemplating, would I be in a tent or would I be outside the tent eyeballing an owl like it for dinner? Just to let you know, Keith, I'm not sure if we both to be able to see those enemy on the screen already. I just thought I'll let you know.
I just revealed them. This is basically what the owl detects about half hour past noon.
No, that's okay.
No, thank you for letting me know because, as we all know, I sometimes mess up with this interface in Fantasy Grounds every now and then and need my ass saved by Alex.
Yes. Sometimes it does happen.
More often than I usually would like to admit, but I am grateful in case you can't tell. Dang camels. Yeah, that wound up being... Hold on 1 second. I'll be right back. All right, any sign yet of Jim?
Yes, I am here.
There we are. Okay. So,
And I have named my owl Ozzy.
oh, it's not Archimedes, huh?
No, that's too much to say.
I don't think so. Might be a lot to type, but not too much to say.
And frankly, it was too much. I couldn't even remember. So.
All right. So the question is, I presume you don't have any intention, at least at this point, of Ozzy getting involved directly in battle. We don't have to worry about creating an icon in a slot form.
Correct. He can only cast spells if they are touch spells, and I don't want him getting that close.
Got you. All right. So, based on the layout of what you see on the screen, you want to put him up somewhere on the cliffs behind you, where he's watching from while you're.
Yes. Yes. So as soon as he picks up the noise of them coming, I would wake everybody else up.
Okay.
So yeah, just draw on the map where you want to place them.
Oh, okay. He has to be within 100 feet. Are each of these 5 feet? The hexes?
Yes, each hex is 5 feet.
Okay. Then he would probably be I'll put a little circle probably like up on top, right up here somewhere. I assume that's up on top of that.
Move it over 15 feet to the west. That would be the top of that cliff face.
Okay, I want it so he can see the pass in both directions, up the road and down, that kind of thing. So
Gotcha. Well, that area kind of behind you is you can't really tell, but it's kind of like a chasm. So it goes up sheer to the path that they're coming down, and then there's rocks
okay,
up there. So,
okay, great.
yeah, the rocks there are actually higher up the path that they're on. All right, so Jim, you do see the 5 characters up there?
Yes, I do.
So your owl is the first to notice them. You apparently have vision that way.
Yes.
All right, so
Anyway, he's going to be able to tell us.
I can't hear anything, but I can say something.
So we're going to start by giving you initiative. Actually, yeah, okay. So I gave you initiative.
And I can just withdraw from the owl too, and say stuff to them. So
I'm going to have everyone else roll initiative except for you.
Okay.
We roll initiative inside the combat tracker.
Alex?
Yes?
You know the player side much better than I do.
Player side, no. You cannot roll initiative from the combat tracker as a player. You have to either do it from your character sheet or do what I do and drag it to your hotbar. So that it's just a single button on your keyboard that will roll your initiative.
Where do I find initiative on our thing? It's been a while, sorry.
On the main tab of your character sheet, smack dab in the middle.
Oh, I got it. Yep, I got it. Thank you. I'm sorry.
Yep.
Hey, what are you doing?
There we go. So you know all red dress. You have point at this moment. Oh, wait, yeah, well, why not track the... Gosh. There we go. Did we lose you, Jim?
Sorry, no, I'm right here. What were you asking me?
You're up, basically.
Oh, okay. Well, I've warned everybody. We're all ready for the fight. I can't step out of the hut, but I can. I don't know if I can step right up there to the edge of it, and as long as I stay inside, since it's a dome, if I stand right at the edge, is the top of my body out of it? Because I believe that the way the hut reads, I can't actually cast a spell inside the hut and have it go outside. I believe I actually have to be partially outside.
Yeah, I'm going to say that you're not going to be able to get a spell to have an effect outside the hut without disabling the hut.
Okay, so even though it's a dome, I can't stand right at the edge and have my head and shoulders poking out and cast a spell that way, and then duck back inside.
Not the way that it's been described so far about making sure that you stay within it in order to maintain it.
Okay. Now, stuff from inside can go out, though, right?
I don't see why not. It's only a one-way shield, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct. Okay. All right, very good. Well, then I ask the party, do we maintain the hut or do I fireball them?
He loves that fireball.
The murder hobo in me comes right up to the top.
The cat
I
said
just kind of
fireball.
shrug, like, that's up to you.
I mean, if I leave the hut up, you guys can duck out, do your thing, and duck back in again, and potentially be, for the most part, safe from returning fire. I just have no offense. That's all. I mean, I can shoot my bow, and that'll work, but I can just maintain the hut too. So, but if we stay around long enough and don't deal with them, then they can just pile a whole bunch of rocks on top of the hut and crush us when the hut disappears. So,
You know what really helps is if you unmute yourself before you start talking. Try to talk for the last like 10 minutes.
Yeah, that usually does help, doesn't it?
I was wondering why nobody was commenting on anything I was saying.
What a revelation!
I thought you were talking to me. I was like, wait, what?
Anyway, we don't. At this point, I don't. They might just be passing through. We don't know any intent so far. I'm up for murder hobo because we haven't seen any action in a little bit. But
Murder hobo.
we could just wait for them to pass and get ahead of us, and then get behind them.
The only issue is that yeah, the dome is, they can't see in the dome, but they will see all of our camels standing right next to the trail, and there's
True.
no way they're going to leave them alone.
True.
I don't know what these guys are yet. Who they are, what the intention is.
Would my owl be able to discern what they are? That's a question to you, Keith.
Yep, I realize that. Hold on.
I mean, me looking through the owl, but
How's that?
That's some type of bear.
It's
a bugbear. It's a bugbear.
That looked like elves that decide to go natural.
Who said bugbear? Was that Eric?
Yeah, that was me. Am I wrong?
No, you're getting an inspiration.
Nope, that sounds right.
Yes, they are bugbears.
So and they're normally not very friendly guys. So it's up to you. You just want to let them walk by, or do we want to kill something?
I listen to the people debating about that. I mentally tell Ozzy to turn his head away, drop the hut, and cast Fireball.
Okay. You probably got about 30, 40 feet of elevation between where you guys are and where they are, in addition to the lateral distance. Shouldn't be prohibitive, but just so you're aware.
Okay.
So go ahead, target them.
Okay. I forgot how to target them with this Windows. Oh, that's right. There's the targeting.
Die the dogs of war.
Do you need the targeting toolbar up?
Oh no, I got it. If I option control, then I can actually select them. So that's fine. I just had to remember what the command was. All right.
Okay.
So that's yeah. Mac user running a VM, so everything's backwards. Okay.
Yeah.
Boom.
Whoa, what was that? What are you rolling?
It's rolling for
mother-
fireball.
Fireball.
Boom.
Oof.
Oh my lord! Are you
Making them all
serious
go
right now?
boom.
Don't kill
They're
them
all
all.
dead.
God,
They're
I
all
still love that
dead.
this game does this for me.
4 out of 5 are dead.
Redrath, I'm gonna smack you on the back of the head.
So
Yeah,
we don't have
literally.
the hut. We don't have the hut anymore. But so I cast the fireball, and then I watch it hit, and then I just calmly sit down and just start digging through my pack.
And then I
As a-
bonk you on the back of the head because you just killed half of what we wanted to beat up on.
As I'm standing there, my mouth drops a little bit, and I'm looking at everything. And I go back to my bedroll, and I grumpily throw my blanket back over myself.
There is still one alive.
Yeah, that's great. I'm at the bottom of the list.
Is that Red Dress saying it too, Haig? Saying is there's one more alive?
They're yeah,
That's-
the one that's whose turn it is I simply say I don't think they're all dead, and I just start digging through my pack.
And I lean back over to you and go, why don't you get it with your owl?
Next time I'm gonna cast the hut when you're outside of it.
Okay, so Bugbear 15. What does he do now that he's scorched and his companions have just dropped?
That's a really good question. Hold on a second. Let's see.
Please don't say you're going to turn around and go, Mommy, Daddy, Grandpa?
My children! I guess that comes down to the luck of the die.
I actually, as I'm sitting there, I pause looking at the thing and switch back to vision of the owl to look up the trail and see if any more are coming. Now that a big explosion has happened.
Probably not a bad idea, but Ozzy does not see any more creatures coming that way.
And you killed all the creatures.
Yep, they're all toasty-o at this point for sure.
Kill 'em.
Six, seven, 8. Good lord. I'm in here.
We let him run away.
I don't think you have much choice in the matter at this point.
That sucks.
Especially after seeing everything blow up in his face. He's probably more surprised than you guys are. All right. And, yep, so he double times it out of there. He's not using any weapons. That gives Miz a chance to finally step into the act. And so Miz is going to head on. Well, actually, you're going to have to do some climbing and hopping to go straight up the path. Otherwise, you're going to have to come around.
Just to let you know, due to my mobility feat, I can move over a different terrain at full movement speed, along with dashing, which I am.
Difficult terrain at full movement speed, but that would require climbing. Given your panther form, I'll say it's still possible, but you're going to have to still make a acrobatics check.
I can do that, or I can just plot it a little bit more carefully.
Well, you won't
If you
make it
want
up
to.
there that far because you're going to probably,
Okay.
you have to come down by where the camels are.
You said acrobatics was that?
Yep. Oh, Miz.
Don't tell me. Don't tell me. I already know. Like every time I use acrobatics as a cat, I always fail. No, it's okay. I understand. I'm not meant to be a cat.
Klutziest cat in the world, dude. I think I've got to give you a die override that I can just, nope, go ahead. Nope, yeah, push that one up. Nope, yeah, make that a 20. Good Lord. All right, so yeah, the panther hops up on the rocks, makes it up like one or two of them, seems to be doing just well as a cat. It's what they do. Except about the fourth hop up, he winds up hitting a bunch of loose rocks and they just give out from underneath him and he comes tumbling back down the side. Maybe not all the way, but yeah, he's definitely lost his footing and his momentum for the rest of the turn.
Okay, so how far did I make it then? Ah.
So basically,
Okay.
you made it up to about there, and then yeah, you slid back down to there.
I look towards our scout with pleading eyes and just give a big cat eyes go. Please get dinner for me.
All right. At this point, we can skip these animals because they're not really threatened yet, and apparently have gotten used to fireballs by now. So, Haig, you are up. Technically, should roll for reactions, but yeah, I'm gonna pass on that. I don't think they're sufficiently traumatized above them. So, Haig, you're up.
I literally have nothing outside of melee. I literally have nothing outside of melee to do.
Well, then you're gonna have to scrabble up there if you want to, but I don't think you're gonna be able to chase after them. Could be the first of the bodies since the cat's fumbling.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking that. I don't know. Being in character, I'd rather be melancholy about it and just huff and puff and.
I didn't get to hit anything.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I'm gonna be pouty in this instance and do another big rollover of my blanket, my bedroll.
Okay, so I guess that leaves Kaylee, you're up. The phrase "boys with toys."
Let me see. If I step out to there, would I be able to see him?
The one running away?
Yeah.
Possibly you might be able to catch the right end of him, but again, you're still climbing up a bit of a cliffside there. Just so that we... Let's see...
Okay.
So everyone knows this is the path that you have to take to get around that cliff.
Okay. How? Okay.
Now, you also can do so with an acrobatics check. though it'll be more difficult for you than the cat.
Yeah, but I'm also
But actually, that portion of
taking
the cliff isn't as steep as the one that Ms. tried to climb.
right. Okay, I'm gonna try and climb up that way.
Okay.
And
So
acrobatics check.
yes.
There you go.
Ooh, not that good. You were able to get up to the top, but you slip on the last step and you are now holding on to the edge of the path.
Okay.
And you're about 20 feet up, so it's not you're not in a deadly position, but you are in a somewhat precarious one.
Okay, and that's just my movement, right?
Yes.
Okay. Could I use a bonus action dash to get up on the path?
As a member of your class, I believe you can.
Okay, good. Then I'd like to get up, maybe up on the path somewhere where my footing is secure and I can actually see the guy who's running away. Not super picky about exactly where that is. Because I would like to attempt a shot if I can see him.
You will be able to attempt the shot. You will have a clear view. Keep in mind he probably has about 20 feet in elevation advantage between where you are and where he is in addition to the regular distance.
Right. That's fine. It's still within my range since my range is 600.
Damn shot.
Yeah, I don't really have to worry too much about range.
Just as long as you can see them.
Exactly. I have a DM who the only map that he ever made that was big enough was the one map where he confiscated all our equipment. It pissed me off. So yeah, I do not have advantage. Is that correct?
I don't see any reason why you would at this point. You know,
Well, that's what I thought.
Behind him.
And that's going to be a miss anyway. Okay, and that is my turn because I've used my movement, my bonus action, and my action. Here we go. We have a dying bugbear.
Yeah, that's the one.
Well, I'm going to say one thing. We're going to keep our record for letting one creature escape every battle. Yay!
I did point it out at the beginning, so sorry if I was being omniscient. Barak, you're up. You definitely cannot see him from where you are.
I'm definitely not going to do anything. I just want to just hit Redreth in the back of the head, but
let me remind you that you have your movement plus Misty Step if you want to use it. You could catch him.
Good. We're good. There's no point in trying to catch him. He's already dying, so
he will bring more back.
Good. Then maybe you can't use Fireball.
Okay, next time I won't.
So I'm not.
I will just stay in my hut.
You want to
you took
anyway.
all the fun out of it. I'm not gonna do anything. There's no point. After watching the cat
Redreth mumbles, bunch of frickin' babies.
And I seen my brother basically react. I feel the same way he does. So I'll just sit here.
Okay, so I will advance this to the next round. Let's see where that puts us, because everything else is either passive or dead.
Adreth mumbles, cast a fireball on myself.
You killed all the fun.
He's down. Miz. Kitty, you're up.
Round 2. Let me just plot the movement.
Get him, kitty.
Can he get him?
That all I
Or is he
could
too
do.
far away?
Unfortunately, I cannot attack him this turn because obviously I dash.
And at that point, it was close enough that you were just able to make a leap up there.
It's hot as a booty in here.
So you can't attack him this round?
I can't because I dashed.
Gotcha. But you got close enough to him that you will get an opportunity to attack as soon as he breaks.
I will try
Out of
that if he's going to
space.
move away. Is he moving away?
He probably will at his next opportunity. Yeah, he is next.
Okay,
So-
I will take a swipe at him.
Oh, I'm running out of map space. Bummer.
Oh, no, sorry, that damage, that not hit. Whoopsie. One of these are to hit. That's the one to hit. I did target him, but I'm not sure if 13 hit.
I'm not sure what it did either.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that because I can drag it and drop it on him, see if it hit. Me just drag and drop it. No, it misses. Nah, you're getting away.
All right, so I pull back 5 points from him.
Yes. I apologise. I don't think I target him. I think Van Brown untargeted him. Not saying I target him for that damage, unless I'm mistaken. No, I'm not saying I was targeting him.
Okay.
I'm not sure if it's saying.
You're still at 13. Never mind. Okay.
Yep. Not sure if it's saying it on anyone else's end. If I was.
Well, he is going to move off the map at this point, so
I'm just gonna look at his backside with like big sad cat eyes, going, "Oh."
he was right there, dude. So yeah, I'm just moving him off to the side over here.
Well, I picture that image from that film that Mel Gibson did on Aztecs, where basically running through the jungle, and then he got like this panther chasing him, and he basically trying to keep one step ahead of the panther so he don't get him.
All right. So Red Dress.
All right. I am merely looking through my owl's eyes, watching the guy go, and I can't hear or talk, or I can't hear or see in the down at camp. Do I feel anything, or am I completely oblivious. And by that I mean, if Hag decides to come up and smack me in the back of the head, do I feel that, or am I completely divorced from my body when I'm paying attention through the owl?
It wouldn't be Hag, it'd be me, but I would just pop you on the head, and I'm not going to do that.
I'm not sure if I'd notice. That's my question.
Well, if you're involved in something that required concentration, I'd say it'd require a concentration check, and yeah, you'd still be aware of it.
Okay, I meant if I was looking through the eyes of the owl, because that's what I would be doing.
Yeah, I think that's just like a second sight, not really something that you have to channel so much.
Right. Okay. I just wasn't sure if I completely lose touch with my body when I pay attention to the owl, or if I am just. It says sight and hearing. I think is all it says.
Concentrate.
That's a good question.
If you need to concentrate, then I would say, yeah, you're having to switch your perspective, your frame of reality. But if concentration's not required, then it's just an additional sense that you're able to process.
Oh, it's. It is my action to look through its eyes.
Yep.
So I'm just watching. During this time, you are deaf and blind with regard to your own senses.
There you go.
But that's all it says.
So,
but it is my action.
So it is an action. It does require focus, but you still feel in your real body, but you are deaf and blind during that time. So no one can talk to you. No one can pass you hand signals. Someone can kick you.
Right. Right. Okay. Very good. Yep. I'm just watching it go, and mumbling. I left one for you, and they let it go, and that's it.
All right. So
you didn't leave squat.
So can I still see him?
Can you what?
Can I still see him?
No, he ducked out of view as he got off the map. So he's like turning the corner of those brown rocks up there.
Okay. Yeah, the trail's a little twistier than I like. So yeah, I'm not gonna bother to chase him.
All right, so that brings us to Haig and Varric. You guys are not doing anything right.
I mean, I could get up and. I guess that's what Haig is doing.
I'm gonna come up. I'd like to come up here and start searching bodies and see if there's anything interesting left.
Amen. That's what I was thinking too. Search bodies.
That seems
Just
perfectly.
It would take me a while to get up there, but.
See if there's anything interesting and of value left on these guys after our resident wizard has just incinerated them. He seems a little too fond of that fireball.
You should have let him come in closer, then fireballed him. Then the guy wouldn't have gotten away.
Well, I could definitely say one thing. We will not be volunteering him to cook our chicken for us.
Unless you like it blackened.
You can't say anything. You're a cat.
Yeah, they can't climb mountains.
You're the clumsiest cat I've ever seen.
Yep.
Are we still in battle or are we out of battle?
Technically, we're still in battle unless Miz, are you breaking off or are you going to chase after?
No, I missed my opportunity. I'm like, so close. But I'm just gonna come back here and just plop myself next to the scout. I just look at her with sad eyes that I failed.
Okay, so.
To get away.
So is there anything left on the bodies?
We're going to take a look at that now.
Anything that wouldn't have been, anything of interest or value that would not have been too badly damaged by the fire to be used.
That's not them. Where are they? All right, so first of all, as you pointed out, some things just are not going to survive the fireball blast. That includes each of the javelins that they were carrying.
Okay.
That being said, each of them does have a great sword that survived the blast. And between the four of them, you also find that much booty. So, inventory. So that's been added to your party inventory. That's basically what you find.
Okay.
Not too bad. They had some booty on them.
Not bad on the cash front, but there's
Where'd you put the booty at?
in the party sheet on the inventory tab.
What I thought. So they had 70 gold pieces and 160 EPs.
Electron, yep, between the four of them that you captured, plus the four.
That's not bad.
Plus
Great swords. Okay,
Yeah.
that's not bad. I don't know if anybody needed a great sword, but not bad. Could always sell it.
Well, we can always sell them, and I think both Goliath brothers, their class lets them use great swords if they choose.
Yeah, I got a flail and I got a morning star. I'm happy.
Yeah, just because you can use them doesn't mean you want to, but yeah, you can use them.
Yeah, I could use it as a throwing knife, I guess. You're right.
Because I think you guys both picked classes that get martial weapons, so you don't have to worry about non-proficiency.
Yeah.
Well played, folks. Well played. All right, so we're about 6
What do you
minutes.
mean well played? There was nothing played.
No, I mean the conversation, specifically the throwing knife.
Oh.
And Red Dress gets every point of experience for that battle.
Yes, we don't get any.
He did kind of
As it should be.
He did that encounter single-handedly, so.
Oh.
How about that? All right, so we are about 6 minutes out from end of session. Probably does not make much point for us to go any further.
That makes sense.
That's true.
See. All right, so you're camping out right now, so I guess the key question is before we end it is when we resume, are you planning on finishing off the rest of your rest? Or just proceeding from this point? It is just.
Well, I only got.
What time is it?
It is
It
just
was
after
about.
high noon.
Just after what?
High noon.
Yeah, so I only got 2 hours of sleep. I need more rest.
All right, so we will.
Yeah, we stopped for the night just before 8 in the morning, and it's now just afternoon. And I believe I had a watch in that. So yeah, I'm still interested in resting.
Correct.
Yeah, me too.
Yep. I think we'll do another rest up until for at least another 8 hours.
Yeah.
And
And then
yeah,
move on from there. Plus, that'll give Red Dress another fireball, which we don't need to give him, but he'll have another one.
finish up cleaning up in the mountain pass while the air is still cool during the daytime. You can proceed down into the desert for the first night, and then tomorrow you figure would be your first real test of the desert.
Our first,
Yeah.
first encounter, and we don't get anything. Love it.
You're not living this one down, Jim.
I can always
Good fun,
conjure a
sir.
flaming sphere and just chase you around the camp with it too.
Sunk my battleship.
Pretty much. You destroyed all the fun.
All in good
He
fun,
says-
sir. All in good
He
fun.
says, let me peek outside of the tent, and if I'm still in the tent, then we're good, and I'll just cast a fireball. Oh, yeah. You dirty hippie.
Oh my gosh. That was hilarious. Dead. Wait, what?
But I didn't go yet.
Nobody did.
Oh, that was fun.
Focus on the where is it? The overland map. There you are. You guys are now a little bit further up.
You know, we were talking about video game overlays earlier. If you had a little gate on your voice, I believe that one where he dropped the fireball should have been overkill.
Overkill's right. Jeez. Is that the only area blast you have? I mean, because Entangled would have been awesome. You know, you just kept them all there. We could all had a shot. You know,
I do have web, but it's got a shorter range. I don't think it would have thing. Also, I didn't have that prepared because why when I've got fireball?
Oh.
So.
This is true.
yeah, well,
I think.
No, actually, that was a level. That was a level 2. I could give up the flaming sphere and get web, and then we can capture them and let you beat them to death. That's fine. We can do that.
It's an option.
Yep. I will specifically do that for the next time. So if I need the flaming sphere, then I can blame you. That'll be fabulous.
don't worry, I got your bag.
Very good.
We're big monsters. We're big monsters. We can handle just about anything.
Very good.
Oh, with that said, guys, I'm gonna scoot.
Hope you guys
Thanks
all
for
All
that.
right.
always have a blast playing with all of you. And I guess same bat time, same bat channel 2 weeks from now. Yep.
Sounds good,
Yeah.
sir.
I think so.
Have a good couple weeks, guys.
Signing
You
out.
too.
Yeah, take care of yourself.